All right, we are live. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We
Hello,
are
hello, 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 hello. All right. So we're just gonna jump right in, get started. Anybody that comes a little bit later can go ahead and catch up on the replay of it. Oh, I need to turn my camera on. I only turned my voice on. There I am. Oh, hi Peter. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey,
Can you
good to
turn
see
your voice
you.
off? You just turned your voice on. Like, didn't know he could actually turn his voice off. Hmm. I've never
All right.
observed that. Has anyone?
I am here now, though.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Just
you guys
kidding.
see the harassment I have to put up with being here on a
Every
Saturday.
day. It's not
No,
just
All right.
Saturday.
I was gonna say it's kind of Monday through
It's
Saturday.
every day.
So you guys know we have a saying that is community is commerce. Okay. Community is commerce. We're moving towards what's called the participatory economy. Okay. I really want to get into the definition of those two things. So, first of all, owning a football does not make you a football player, right? I mean, just because you have a football doesn't mean you're playing football, right? You actually have to own the football and then go out on the field and then throw it, pass it, kick it, get hit. If you're playing tackle football, if it's flag football, run around with a flag hanging off your rear end, right? I mean, there's all of these things that you have to do. Just, having a football does not make you a football player, right? And that's participating, right? When you participate, you put effort, energy, and that type of stuff into it. And I want to get this across, guys, because right now we're in a bear market, right? And a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, we're in a bear market. I really am excited to be in a bear market. What I really wish we were doing is growing our community tremendously in this bear market, because it's the people that engage and participate in a bear market that when the bulls come, and maybe you guys have watched some of the YouTube videos that are out there of people going, yeah, I got into crypto, and some of them will give the date and you go look and it was 2017, 2018, 2015, 2014. And you look at the time frames when they got in, and they got in bear markets. They found some projects that they liked. They acquired them. We just went over on our last call that we did. We looked at the crypto punks, right? So actually, let me see if I still have that up. I do. I think. Oh, no, I don't have it up. I put it down. All right. So, but in CryptoPunks 2017, June 2017, that was actually, and I want you guys to get this, that was in the last boom, right? So the boom, the one before this last one. So the 2017-18 crypto run up, CryptoPunks were actually launched at that time. They did not take off. If you look at the numbers, right? They went up to a couple of $100. I think that was the high. Maybe it was $300 in that period of time. And then the bear market came in 2018. And the market stayed down for a couple of years, actually. There are so many people that I know that became wealthy because instead of in 2018, when the bulls stopped running, they just said, you know what? I believe in crypto. I believe in where it's going. I'm just going to keep accumulating. And they looked at it and said, oh my goodness, at one point, this token was at $1. It's at 3 pennies. I'm going to buy more of it. And they just kept accumulating, and they just kept getting these things and putting it together. And that's how they got there. And so one of the neat things that I loved about this space and what we were working on and with our other project for the last 6 years was that I had found ways for people can say, you know what, I want to be rich. I want to make a lot of money. I want to retire early. I want my dream vacation. I want my dream home. I want my dream cars. I want my dream everything. And we had found mechanism and ways where you could do that. And while you were doing that, rising tide raises all ships, right? And that's where that's how we create success, right? So through being selfish, thinking about myself, I could help drive the wealth of others along the way. I didn't have to take from someone else to get there. That is an aspect of this, right? So if you look at Crypto Gods, you look at MMAC, you look at Star Babies. These are clubs, okay? Clubs that in order to be in the club, it's not members, it's wallet addresses that are holding the NFT. So just like if I, well, I have some friends that are they're fairly wealthy, right? And, I'll go to their homes and they'll go, oh, let's go over to the golf club, right? And we get to the fancy golf club and we walk in and it's nice and it's beautiful and it's, hi, Mr. Harris, how are you? You're so wonderful. And while we're going over to the golf club, this is a real story I'm telling you right now. He starts to tell me all of the other wealthy people that belong to the golf club. Oh, the guy that did you remember the Sonic toothbrush, the toothbrush, the first vibrating one, he sold this company for $80 million to Crest. He belongs to the golf club. And, the person that owned the Cleveland Plain Dealer, they belong to my golf club. And they were really excited to tell me all of the wealthy other people that belong to their golf club, right? Because we all know, right, when we're in school, do me a favor, guys, put a 1 in the chat if there were clubs in your school when you went to school, right? There were different types of clubs and things like that, right? And which clubs were popular? Did it matter the name of the club, or was it who was in the club that made it popular, right? It was the members of the club, right? Oh my goodness, Susie's in that club. I want to be in that club because that's where all the cool, girls are in that club, or got all the cool guys are in this club. So I want to be in that club, right? That's the key to this idea. And when you start looking at it, with the NFTs and where it's at, guys, I need you guys to understand this. This is what is making. So you look at Yoga Labs and you look at Bored Ape Yacht. What made them? So a lot of us are sitting here looking at it going, how the heck can a JPEG, a digital piece of art, I don't care if it's one of a kind, stamp, tattooed, whatever it is, how can it be worth that much money? The art is not what's worth the money. The image. It's the belonging to this special group. Why do people pay $50,000 for a Rolex? I can make a Rolex knockoff that looks exactly the same, and you need to know what to look for to tell if it's real or fake, right? What's the difference between those two? Having a real Rolex puts you in an exclusive group of people because the guy down the street working at the Starbucks cannot afford a Rolex, right? There is only a select group. There are only so many made. That is what these NFTs represent. They represent status in clubs that there's only a limited number of members to. So that is a basis of why clubs are popular. And why am I bringing this up and why am I talking about it? Because our goal is to what? To be in the coolest clubs, right? Why? Because the entrance, so let's say, okay, I'll go back to my golf club. In the car with Mr. Harris, he's telling me about all the fancy people at his golf club. In that area, guess what? There's several golf clubs. This golf club is super expensive to belong to. Now, there are other golf clubs that are not as expensive. What's the difference of those clubs? Who belongs, right? Utility, where it's at. These are the functions that make this club way more expensive. Why does a Rolex cost what a Rolex costs? Because it's a Rolex. and it puts me in an exclusive group that a Timex, right? So you have these people, these, well, I guess I'm one of them, right? Penny pinchers that go, a Timex can tell the same time that a Rolex can, right? It's true, they can tell the same time. However, only certain people can tell it on a Rolex, right? Because of the cost, the status, and all of that stuff that a Rolex takes. This is the concept and the idea behind clubs, behind this idea. And so now we're moving into the digital world. And by the way, we're going to be moving into the metaverse. How is this all merging together? Cryptocurrency, blockchain, NFTs, all of this coming together with the metaverse and this idea that we will spend a portion of our life in a digital world, right? So now you look at these NFTs. I've got it in a wallet. I've got it on my phone, secure device. It can be my pass into a physical event, or it can be my pass into a virtual event. Because it's on a blockchain, no one can fake it. No one can say, here's my pass, and I check on the Ethereum chain, and no, it's not there. You're a fake. You don't belong in this club, right? So the idea of exclusivity is much greater here than maybe in any other way possible, right? In the way that it's been put together in there. That is where the value does. Now, when we go back to where I started this with is community is commerce. Okay, let's tie that back into what we did. Who's in the club determines how popular the club is. How popular something is determines how much I can charge to be a part of it or charge for it, right? Status. Okay, I'm gonna go here because I know we have a lot of ladies on here, right? Okay, so there are purses, right? And I know because I bought some for my wife for Christmas, right? You go buy a purse and you're looking at them, and you look at this blue one right here, and it is, $200, right? It's nice, it's leather. And then there's the other one right here that's $2,000. And you're like, they're both blue, they're both leather, they're both nice. Matter of fact, you look on, they were both handmade, right? 200, 2,000. Okay. Now, when you go to the restaurant and you have the $200 purse and you put it down on the dirty floor, or the $2,000 purse and you put on the dirty floor, does it matter, right? Floor's not going, oh my God, we won't get that purse dirty. It's $2,000. The other one's only 200. No, but what makes it worth $2,000? It's the status of owning that purse. It's not everyone can afford that $2,000 purse, right? Because we know there are cheap knockoffs that look exactly the same. They're hard to tell whether they're real or not real. But it's the status of belonging to it. Now imagine if there were no knockoff purses. There were only the real thing. That is the blockchain. That is what's being built here, where you can say, this is the real thing. It is original. I don't need to be an expert to know how to do it. There's a chain. I can go look on the chain and I can see what wallet address that one original belongs to and is a part of. So how this brings us back to the participatory economy. So when I participate, I get something, an NFT, cryptocurrency, those go up in value. Why? Because the more people that participate, the more successful something becomes, the more value it creates, the more wealth it creates, right? This is all very simple when you think about it, okay? And now let's go to NFTs. Again, the more people that want to get in a club, and the limitation of it, if you have a club that has 10,000 entries and there's 10,000 people that want to be part of the club, not much as far as the price goes, right? Right? What is it? It's $250 to join the club, $250, only 10,000 people want to be there, supply and demand, right? Now, if you have a club that has 1 million people that want to be part of it, normal world we live in, 20% of those people are going to have a wealth of X or above. 40% are going to have a wealth of X and above. 40% are going to have an X of a wealth of X and above. So out of 1 million people that want to go to the club, there's probably at least 200,000 of them that have some significant financial means, and they want to be part of this club. What do you think happens to the membership cost? Because this is a free open market, a secondary market. We initially say it's $250 to be part of this club. But once you own that, so here's another difference. I buy my membership at the yacht club. It's a yearly membership. The end of the year, I have to pay my membership again. The end of next year, I've got to pay my membership dues. If I don't, they take away my membership, right? There are some, not all, but there are some where you can sell your membership, right? If you haven't used it up. But for most, you don't sell memberships, right? Like, I'll take it down to something more simpler. When there was a Blockbuster and I had a Blockbuster membership, I could sell my Blockbuster membership, right? But with an NFT membership, you're buying that membership for that one-time cost. And now you own that, and you have the possibility to resell that if there is someone else that wants that membership. It's what I love about the entire thing. If I'm excited about a piece of artwork or something, right? We know collectors, right? You have somebody who has a collection. Let's say they have a stamp collection, right? They're collecting stamps and they're into 1940 circa stamps, right? And they're collecting. And then, a year later, they get the interest of, pre 1800 stamps, right? I don't even know if there were stamps in those days, but let's just grab a date out of the air, right? I don't want somebody going, Peter, there were no stamps before that, right? But pre 1800s, boom, there were stamps. There was a post office. Little Johnny ran down the street and put stuff in mailboxes under rocks or something. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, right? And so then they go, oh my goodness, I need to sell off some of these other ones because I really want to buy these now. So they can go and they can sell those and get money from those and buy the other ones. That's the beauty of the membership that's here with NFTs, right? I look at it and go, man, I love Star Babies. I want to be in the red carpet. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. And so then I get my NFT, and let's say 6 months or a year, 3 years down the road, I'm like, there's another club that's starting, and it's people who wear polka dot socks, right? And I'm like Corey, I love socks, right? And I got like a whole collection of and so I want to belong to the polka dot sock club. I can take my Stardom NFT and I can put that on an open marketplace and have someone else buy that. I'm not out my money for the club. I actually might be able to get more than I paid for it. Not always, but there's chance that, hey, if the club has continued to develop and grow and bring in new members and build demand for it, I may be able to get, well, let's use CryptoPunks for an example. In June of 2017, 10,000 people, I think 9,999, joined a club called CryptoPunks. Okay. Today, if you joined that club in 2017, your membership, somebody else would pay $100,000 to be part of that club, right? Right now, I think it's $107,000, I think is what it said on the chart that it was. Somebody is willing to spend, and some sold today, right? These were sales that happened today, $107,000 to be part of that club. So if you were part of that and you wanted to join the Polka Dot Sock Club, you could probably join a lot of Polka Dot sock clubs with the 11 cents you paid to be in the CryptoPunk club, right? Make sense? Makes sense, right? Okay. So why am I talking about all this stuff and why is it important? Because see, what happens is we only get to know about things, right? Normally, because people market, advertise, and that my friends share stuff to me. Let me ask a quick question. put a 1 in if it's true. Have you ever went to eat at a restaurant, watched a movie, or went to someplace and got great service and then told at least 5 people about that event that happened in your life? If you put a 1 in. Yeah, lots of us have, right? We tell people about things. How many people went and saw Top Gun and told somebody you need to go see Top Gun, right? Put a 2 in. If you went and saw Top Gun and went and told somebody they needed to go see Top Gun about it, right? This is a natural thing that we do, guys, right? Naturally. And some of you are trying to think about it. You're like, do I really do that? And of course we do, anytime, because if we have a bad experience, we also tell people about that as well, right? But good experiences, we share and we tell people about it. That is the #1 way. Guys, Yoga Labs gets credit for coming up with the artwork for Bored Ape Yacht, the concept and the idea. But when it comes to why they got to where they've gotten to, it's the community that drove it. It's the people who owned it. It's somebody coming along and saying, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Now, whether it was in mainly famous people, right? So this is where we're moving towards here, okay? At some point in time, someone who was famous said, wow, that Bored Ape Yacht looks like me a little bit, right? Or I like that one. That one's kind of cool. It reminds me of me. Or the same thing with the CryptoPunk. And they had a ridiculous amount of money and they really wanted it. So they offered to buy it at $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, $500,000. And that began to raise the floor price. And then what happened is somebody said, did you see Gary just bought this NFT? And they said, I need to have one. Why? Because I need to be in the same club that Gary's in. I've got to be there. And look, I have the money and I want to be part of this club. I'd love to think that people were like this really deep, sophisticated thing that's hard to figure out, but people are easy to figure out, guys. There are people we want to be like or have life like or lives like, or we admire for their talent or whatever they're doing, and we want to spend time, we want to be with them. When you take that thought process and you put it towards NFTs and towards this concept and this idea of blockchain, metaverse, and all the way across the board, you begin to understand why some things have sold for millions of dollars that you cannot figure out why. Now, what is this call about? This call is not about, what the price of Star Babies will be or Crypto Gods or MMAC. It's about us as a community. Back to the original point, community is commerce. That doesn't mean if you gather 100 people together, you can create value or wealth. If you gather 100 people together, though, and they have a commonality in their focus, and they all say, you know what? We believe that this club we're a part of is special. And because I believe I'm in a special club, I'm going to share it with friends and family and people that I know, and I'm going to share it in a way that conveys to strangers that I belong to something special. Most things that become status symbols, guys, the people were meant that created them to be top of the line items, but it was then the community, the people that started to buy them, right? And by the way, there are lots of super expensive watches out there, right? Lots of them, more than you could ever imagine, brands you've never even heard of, right? I was talking to somebody and we were talking about watches back 20 years ago, 15 years ago or so, whatever it was. And they said, oh, he has a Philip Patek watch. I'm like, what the heck is that, right? And that, you know, I know Rolex, I know Breitling, right? I know, but I look it up and these Philippe Patek watches are $500,000, $1 million. I'd never heard of them, right? Never knew what they were. However, there are a group of people who can afford $1 million watches that know what they are. And when they have one on their wrist, people know that person has wealth, status, and that type of thing, right? We, community is commerce. We, community, you. Yes, I'm talking to you, right? We will determine the team that is behind and doing the behind the stuff for representing the NFT holders, right? But that's not, there's a group of people that are doing the day-to-day functions, right? Making sure that this gets done, you know, making sure the NFT gets launched, looking and seeing if somebody's missing their NFT, you know, figuring out some of the stuff that's going on in the background. But that's not the people that are going to determine whether these projects become super successful, whether they're the next Bored Ape Yacht or they're the next whatever. It's the community. It's us. Community is essential. You guys have heard me do token presentations many times. Breakdown in a normal company, 90% team, 10% product, right? 90% team, 10% product. In the crypto, NFT, metaverse space, 50% community, 30-40% team, 5 or 10% product. Meaning the team is as important as both of the other elements combined. Now, I talked about earlier, gathering 100 people together doesn't make for much, right? Having a community of 100 holders of an NFT or a token doesn't mean really much. Why? Because in order for value to go up, you need to what? Not want 100 people to be in that club if there's 100 spots. You need what? 100,000 people that want to be in that club. And there's only 100 spots. How do you get to that 100,000 people? Community is commerce. The activity of the community members, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the energy of the community is what will draw other people to it. So don't care whatever your religious background is. We are made of energy, okay? We put off vibration. I'm putting off vibration. Rhonda's putting off vibration. Dawn is. Everybody on this call is vibrating, right? Little cells moving around, vibrating, creating energy, right? If you put yourself in a reading thing, you can see the red and the blue and the energy coming off of the human body, right? That energy attracts people or repels people, right? The law of attraction, us attracting to us what is, right? You have people. So let me ask you guys this question. Is Bruce Springsteen one of the best singers you've ever heard in your life, right? I mean, you put Barbra Streisand up there and Bruce Springsteen. Who has the better voice? Barbara, right? But why is Bruce called the boss? And why has he literally made hundreds of millions of dollars, over $1 billion in commerce on a voice that's not that good? It's energy, it's charisma, it's people, the stories he told through his music, the following, the community that he built behind him is the reason why he got there. The community behind him. Lois said promotion. Promotion is true. Yes, his fans, though, are the ones that promoted him, right? They had their first concert where there were only, 200 tickets and it sold out, and you got the sold out sign on the ticket thing. And somebody's, oh my God, the next show's coming. I got to get in before it's sold out. We were just looking at Bad Bunny. Now, I don't know who Bad Bunny was, right? I'm like, what the heck is a Bad Bunny, right? I mean, is it, do you spank it? I don't know. Is it, I don't know. Maybe it's an X-rated movie or something, right? Bad Bunny, well, whatever, right? Hanging out at the, what's his name? The Playboy Mansion, right? Hanging out, right? The Bad Bunny, right? I don't know these things, right? But we looked it up, and Bad Bunny, he's a rapper, right? And he raps huge in South America, right? 300 million, 1 billion views on his videos, gigantic personality out there with this Bad Bunny, right? How does someone become that way, right? There's lots of people who can rap. There's lots of people who can sing. Guys, it's charisma. I'll use one more example. Taylor Swift, okay? And Miley Cyrus, especially when she was Hannah Montana, right? I mean, could she really sing that well? Oh, come on, give me a break, right? Lots of better. You could go to any church in America and find a better singer than any of the people that I just mentioned. You could. Oh my goodness. We had one lady at our church that, oh my goodness, every time she sang, you would be like, how is she not famous, right? How is she not right there with all the great singers in the world, right? So again, it's community is power, guys, and we can't do this without you guys. We need help. So I'm going to get to some, you guys know me, I'm straightforward, right? We had a Star Babies Twitter Spaces, okay? And it was on yesterday, and I believe Rhonda mentioned this on the last call. Unbelievable call, right? They're telling war stories of the inner sanctum of the movie industry, right? I love this stuff, right? They're talking about how this person did this, and one of them had worked with. They went through a lot of the famous names, and it's going to pop in my head. I can see him. Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood. He had worked with Clint Eastwood. And he's talking about the differences in one director, 64 takes, and then somebody like Clint Eastwood, who is a one-take person, and just, other directors, action, cut, the loud voices. And, he talks about Clint Eastwood just whispering, basically, just, hey, let's go, kind of thing. And these were in these incredible stories. And I'm on there and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be cool to be there? I mean, imagine watching, because, Clint's getting up there. He's not gone yet, but he's only got so many more movies left in him. Hopefully 20 more at least, right? One a year, 20 more years, but we don't know, right? Imagine being able to sit there and in 10, 20 years from now, or even next year, or next week, telling the story of how you were there watching Clint, right, move in such a fluid manner and make movies that would take other people $40 million to make, and he's making them for $10 million because of his efficiency, his expertise, his confidence, and his belief in his craft, right? Think about being there, guys. And most of us will never have the chance to be in those situations. We'll listen to other people's stories. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to hear other people's stories. I want to be the one in the story. I want to be the one sitting there. Is anyone else on here like me? If you are like me, put a 3 in, right? You want to be there. You want to experience it yourself. You want to be the one going, telling the story about the event that took place and what is happening and where things are going and being a part of it. Guys, that's exactly what stardom is. Stardom is an opportunity, right, for you to participate in something that, and if you guys are listening to the people who understand, so I don't know, I'm not in the movie industry, right? So if I give you some advice on the movie industry, you go like, I better know much, right? But Scott DuPont understands the industry inside and out. Jonathan Willis understands the industry inside and out. He's made 54 films. These people are telling me, Peter Gantner, I don't care about you right now at this moment, right? I care about me. I'm involved in Star Babies, Stardom Chance. Our goal is to launch Stardom Chance Token DAO. Why am I doing it? Because somebody like Jonathan Willis is on there saying, this is a brilliant freaking idea, and he understands the movie industry. I have heard Jonathan Willis say, this is going to disrupt the movie industry. I've heard Scott DuPont say, this is going to disrupt the film industry. Several other people are saying Stardom Chance is going to disrupt. They've said it's a brilliant idea, and they are ingrained, and they are already a part of Hollywood. That is something that I can start to bank on and say, okay, that makes sense for me to get involved and be a part of this. Why am I talking about this, guys? Because this is we need to understand this. You have an opportunity to share with friends, family, people that we know, the whole Star Baby, Stardom Chance. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't it be cool? Okay, maybe you can't be in every story yourself, but wouldn't it be cool if your nephew, your niece, your cousin, your brother, your sister was able to call you up and say, oh my God, you don't believe this? I'm sitting here on the set and I don't know, somebody famous is there that they always dream to be around, and they're like, dude, I'm so glad I got a Star Babies NFT, right? Holy crap, I can't believe this, right? They're posting selfies on their wall, and then you leave a comment, and then they put under that comment, I would not have been here if you didn't tell me about Star Babies, right? Thank you. You made my dream come true. Or getting that call and from, again, a friend, a family member that said, guess what? I want to come over tomorrow night. They're releasing the movie that I have a speaking role in because you showed me Star Babies and now I'm in it. And then you go and you sit and you watch and you're like, wow, this is an incredible movie. But guess what? The rest of the world thinks it's an incredible movie as well. It starts to do well at the box office or streaming or whatever it is. And somebody's sitting around going, wow, that person's got some acting chops on them. And they give them that call that says, hey, we're making the next Marvel movie and you would be perfect for one of the superheroes in it. They get the part. And again, they're up there, they're accepting their award or whatever it is. And they go back and they say, oh my God, if it wasn't for Jody sharing Star Babies with me, I wouldn't be standing here on this stage today. I wouldn't be where I'm at. Thank you, Thank you, Rhonda, the mother of Star Babies. The only woman on this earth that has had 10,000 unique babies, right? Her and her significant other is a piece of software, right? That creates the 10,000, right? It's a weird mix there, but it is true. It is the truth there, right? Think about where we're at, guys, in what we're doing, right? And what we're talking about doing, and I think, do we have Jan with us? He found some videos, guys. So 2 things we are going to do. Okay. So now we've talked about community as common. Now, how can you help? How can you be a part of what we're doing and putting this all together, right? All right, so there's two things we're going to mainly focus on. One is called Twitter for Twitter Spaces, and one is called Discord, okay? Now, if you're like me, I don't really know how to use Discord, and I think it sucks, okay? However, even though I think it sucks, even though I think sometimes I'm wasting my time on there, I don't really understand it. Guess what? I am going to do it anyway. All right. Why? Because community is commerce. I personally would like to create $1 trillion worth of wealth for a community of deserving people. Some of the greatest things in my life, guys, that will come up over the next 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years is when I'm sitting there watching the award show and I know Susan is coming out on that stage and I know she's going to be accepting a reward and I know that her pathway there was stardom. Or I see something like other projects we're working on have an impact on somebody's life. I would love to get tagged in 10,000 retirement parties, right? I mean, it's just, you know, hashtag I'm done with this bull crap, right? I'm out of here, right? And just put, you know, the little @ Peter Gantner. And every day popping up on my phone, another person retired, another person retired, another person retired. Hashtag I cut up all my credit cards because they're paid off. I'd love to be part of that movement and know that someday 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people were able to do that. Hashtag I'm a crypto millionaire. And because of the value, we create $1 trillion in wealth. Oh my goodness, we'd be able to fill up a stadium with hashtag I'm a crypto millionaire. That's what we can do together. But in order to do that, guys, we just can't put together 100 people in a group. We need people that are willing to participate. They're willing to do something. And I know it's a pain in the neck, right? And that's why we probably need to set reminders and different things in place. And we just need to build the habit in our lives. You know, I'm not a big social media person, right? It's going to take me disciplining myself to put us in this position. And so that's what I'm going to do, because we know that if we want to win in this game, we need to have expertise in Discord, expertise in Twitter, and then we need a community of educated
card, please scan it now. Scan items one at a time.
that
Placing
are
them in the
willing
bag, enter phone number.
to take massive action in order to then bring other people in, have them join, and have those people take action, and then bring in more people and have those people take action, and we build and we build and we build and we build and we build. And maybe in 3 to 5 years, I never have to go on Discord ever again. Maybe it takes 8 years, right? I just completely like Discord out, right? I'm out of here, baby. Come on, hashtag never Discord again, right? But that's not today. Today, I need to engage on Discord. So I'm going to start saying, okay, I'm up, get my things I need to do. And then in the morning, get on Discord. In the afternoon, get on Discord sometime, right? 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. And then in the evening time, jump on Discord. Jump in my Star Babies Discord, leave a comment, do something there, whatever. Maybe jump into another Discord on something that we're working on, do something there, maybe another Discord, boom, 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 boom. And then, you know, same thing, Twitter, right? Standing there waiting somewhere, boom, jump in. I hate Twitter, right? I just don't like it. I don't understand it. My wife loves Twitter. She's on Twitter all the time. Me, I hate Twitter. I don't want to tweet, right? I did not grow up saying I want to be a bluebird when I grow up, right? But what do I need to do? I need to get good at promoting Twitter Spaces. Why? Because that is where people are gravitating towards. And I want Star Babies to be the club that there's 10,000 spots for, and there's 1 million people that want to be in the club. Because if that happens, then my Star Babies that I hold have the potential to what? Be valuable. Community is commerce. The equation is 50% community, 30-40% team, 5-10% product. The product, 5-10% Star Babies. Team, oh my goodness. You want to go look at the team that's behind Stardom Chance, Scott DuPont, Jonathan Willis. It just, the list goes on and on and on of people that are getting attracted to it and gravitating towards it. We're the community, though. We're the ones that are driving it. And why do I do this? We had a Twitter Spaces yesterday, and you guys think I get lost. You're like, he was talking about something over here, and he moved on to something else. But I'll come back to it, I promise you. Twitter Spaces yesterday. We have right now over 200 people that in our first level of Stardom Chance bought Star Babies NFTs. Okay. 200 people that if these sell out and demand skyrockets could be sitting there dancing the, Oklahoma jig, right? I don't even know if that's really a dance, but we'll call it that, right? Just feet flying, hands flying. Ooh, the happy dance, right? All over the place. And we had 38 people on a Twitter Spaces. Now, it could be our fault, and I'm willing to accept that. Maybe we did not get the message out that we were having a Twitter Spaces. If we had it and nobody knew we had it, then it's our responsibility, our fault. We're working on correcting that, right? So what we're going to be doing is, I believe it'll come out tomorrow. We're going to schedule 6 Twitter Spaces. When you get that, what I would recommend you do, if you want Star Babies to go somewhere, okay? Put it on your calendar in your phone so you get a reminder that you have a Twitter Spaces. Now, some of you guys are going, Peter, I can't. I got a job. I don't want you to get fired. I don't want you to quit your job to watch Twitter Spaces, right? But what you can do is grab your phone, open up, pop onto Twitter, turn the volume all the way down. Nobody can hear anything. And just let that Twitter Spaces run in the background. But before you do that, I suggest you hit the retweet button. Now, guys, I got to tell you, we had 38 people on that Twitter Spaces yesterday, right? We gave away a Star Babies NFT. $250 NFT given away, and there were 38 chances to win it. I was one of the people. I wouldn't take it, right? A couple of them were speakers, right? Didn't participate in what you had to do it. There were probably 20 people who participated to win a $250 NFT. And guess what? If you're on there and you've done the retweet thing when you first got on and then turned down the volume, you're qualified to possibly win $250 Star Babies NFT. Could be your chance in a movie. It could be your chance. We talked about someone else. Think about yourself. Maybe and I don't care where you're at, right? Age-wise, any of that stuff, right? There are all kinds of parts that are needed for movies. You might be the next Marlon Brando, right? So again, guys, we're going to make sure everybody knows we need you guys on there. And then the second side of this, and I don't know, did Jan find the video for us to play on here, or do we know? Is he with us?
So I have some videos that I've identified some of the content is directed toward us as the administrators, but the consistent message that's really simple is engagement. Just being in the server every time you possibly can, and commenting and sharing what you're doing today, even just being active in the conversation is a huge part of it, maybe even half the battle. So if our community can just be, jump in there and communicate every day, that's going to be a huge step.
And look, if you see somebody in there, say hi to them, right? This is community. Wow, these guys know each other. Wow, they like each other. Wow, they're, if it's somebody's birthday, say happy birthday to them, right? If you've seen it on Facebook or somewhere else. This is organic conversations that are taking place. Community is commerce. Community is commerce. Someone is going to build the community of the century, of the world. I don't know if it's been put together or not yet at this point, right? They're going to build the community that eventually becomes millions of people, and the value that will be created for each and every single person that's participating in the community, not everyone in the community, but everyone participating in the community in some form or fashion, will be staggering. Because participatory economy, where things are going with blockchain, digital sovereignty, all the trends, the metaverse, it's all moving towards, we finally have the ability to help each other on a financial level while helping ourselves in a way that's never been done before. I've been watching this happen now for 6+ years and working on doing things about this and assembling the team that we have in order to navigate through it. But it's coming. It's going to happen. And I would like it to be the Nexus community. I would like for it to be us. However, in order for it to be us, we need to start growing every single day. We can't go, hey, we had 500 active people today, and tomorrow we have 480. We need to go 501, 5010, 530, 570, 600, 650, 700, 800. And it just can't be, 20 of us doing it, right? We need people to help us, guys. If you can buy into this, if you're sitting there going, man, this is my way to make my dreams come true, then we really need to step it up and move our activity forward and get good. Jan saying it's simple. It's really, there's no complication behind it. It's just engagement whenever we're online, whenever we're on, wherever it is, right? If you followed a whole bunch of people, maybe that you're not doing anymore, unfollow those. Because if you're getting 30 notifications a day, it's going to be harder to notice the ones that are the most important to you. Maybe eliminate some of the other notifications and bring it down to a core focus of the ones that are the most important to you. And then you don't get 55 notifications, you get 3 or 4 or 5, and then you can say, okay, let me pop in. Shoot, I'm in the middle of giving birth to a child. I can't really focus on the Twitter spaces, but let me get on there at least and then turn it down and then just throw the phone to the side and have the baby, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? Going to see that movie that Johnny's in because he bought a Stardom Chance NFT. I can't have my phone on in the movie. I can have it turned down and screen blackened and I can still be there, right? But if you can be there and interact and send texts and different stuff like that, that's beautiful. If you can engage. Discord, guys, Discord and Twitter. Those are the 2 mechanisms that we need to get really good at as a community. We're going to get really good on the backside of it on what we're doing with it. We've got a lot of work to do. We're not there yet, but we're going to get there. But what we need from you guys is to build that community of warriors that, yes, I did say warriors, because you're going to war every single day against other projects, other things, other stuff, grabbing people's attention. Our goal is to what? Be the biggest community in the world, not to be a community in the world, but to be the biggest community in the world, which means there's a goal, which means there can only be one biggest community, which means what? We're competing for that, which means what? The better our team, the bigger our team, the more people we have participating, the better chance it is for us to get there. So Jan, anything else you'd like to share, buddy?
Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys.
We had you there for a second, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate and say it again that it is not rocket science, and it is about engagement. It's about just taking the time to say hello and talk in the Discord server every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Do your best, and it's not a small thing for you to do that. Know that when you take action and you do something to help this community, it is making a difference. So when we say, please be active in the Discord server and communicate and be part of the community and enjoy it, if anytime you can, it's not just lip service. This is actually something that will propel our community forward, and it's a genuine request. So yeah, I mean, we are going to the stars. We're going to Hollywood, and this is happening, and some of the biggest names in the industry are involved. So it's time to go. Let's really dig in and take action and have fun with it.
Yeah, and that is the thing is, Giannis, we're going to put games on our server so you can actually play some games and have fun, right? Have fun with the whole thing. You can be crazy like me, right? And just have fun with goofy crap, right? I mean, I don't want to be here on a Saturday on this webinar, but so why not have fun and joke around and talk about Rhonda having 10,000 babies, right? It's fun stuff to joke and have fun and be a part of it. So, just get in there, have fun, and let's make this happen, guys. Somebody's going to grab that crown, that thing of saying we understood, because I'm telling you right now, 10, 15 years, they're going to go, there were people who understood community is commerce and the participatory economy, okay? Community is commerce, participatory economy. And they figured out the tools and the right community members, not just me, not just Dawn or Jan or anybody. They figured out a way that friends and family were able to sit down with their brother, their cousin, and start to explain these concepts of we don't need to be victims. We don't need to be controlled by the digital overlords, right? There's a movement that's happening where we are able to, with some effort, energy, come together as people and win. And these were the pioneers of it. These are the people who understood it, right? They'll go back and they'll pull up recordings of people talking about commerce and community and participatory and how this all came together. And we'll sit down and look at it and go, oh, okay, so here's how we went from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0 and Web 3.0. And what is Web 3.0? Is Web 3.0 just websites, different, And we hear people, I'm telling you guys, people come to us all the time. I'm an expert in Web 3.0. And you try to get out of them what Web 3.0 is, they don't know. We do know. I know what Web 3.0 is. Web 3.0 is people being able to be given tools, technology that then puts power back in the hands of people to begin to help make decisions on what is successful, where is success coming from, where it's at. It's basically that next level where the web is going to go from a useful tool to an empowerment thing for all of us to be able to get there. And that's blockchain technology. That is NFTs. It is the metaverse. It's the convergence of all of that stuff. It's us becoming more efficient as a society, as people. It's the idea of collaboration. We've all heard, it's been around since the day of the Bible. Many hands make for light work, right? That is the power of Web 3.0. It's bringing greatest minds and the greatest people together in a collaborative way to where instead of one person getting all the glory, a whole bunch of people can participate. You're going to see collaborations. You're going to see the advancement of technology and of everything because of metaverse, blockchain, Web 3.0. Why don't people collaborate on projects? You know why? Because it's hard to say who did what and who gets what and how do you split these things up, right? Oh, wow, we just invented this new thing. How do we split it up? With blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all the stuff that's coming together, the metaverse, you will be able to see in real time documented on chains, blockchains, on technology, who did what, how they did it, and literally algorithms sharing and saying, here's a pool of $1 million. This is how it needs to get split up because here's the participation that took place. And here's all, this is not all stuff that's going to happen next week or next month. It's going to happen in 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But it's the reason why this is so important. 6 years ago, we got on a call and I said, guys, I have this idea of leaving this place better than when I got here. Wish I never had the call and kept it to myself, right? Because it's a hard battle to fight. Now, luckily, this idea of blockchain, cryptocurrency, metaverse has come forward because I actually believe with a community of people that have a common goal, that has a financial mechanism attached to it where I can benefit financially myself by participating together, we can leave this place better than when we got here. And that is what's coming. That's why there will be so much wealth created. Doug was doing some research for a presentation that he was doing. And I believe they say by 2030. So you guys know the Forbes billionaire list, right? They're saying that by 2030, there is the very high possibility that there will be 800 billionaires from crypto, from the metaverse, from blockchain. 800 billionaires. In real estate, if you had 800 billionaires, it doesn't quite go down the same way. But in crypto and blockchain, because community is such a big part of it, in order for those 800 people to become billionaires, there would have to be 80,000 people in the hundreds of millions. There would have to be millions of people in the millions of dollars. It's just the way that it works. It's how it's put together. It's how the nature of what is coming, the technology and what is being built. So please, guys, let's step up. If you put in 2 minutes yesterday, put in 3 today, whatever. Let's share this with other people. Talk to them about what is coming. There's 22 people on here, and I don't know how many on YouTube. You can't say you didn't know because I told you. All right. You can't be sitting there in 5 years going, God, I only wish I knew this dang thing was coming. I'm going to call you up. I'm going to hear you through the metaverse. I'm going to hear it. Oh, wait, did she just say that? Oh, I'm going to get your phone number. I'm going to call you up and say, no, you were there. I've got the recording. You knew what was coming and you just didn't take action. Right?
Yeah, here's the thing. This is our all-star crew. You are our strongest members. So just think about what we could do if all of us were at least twice a week finding another Twitter space where we could participate and we could actually share about Star Babies and talk about it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. How many more people could we get interested in what we're doing? Just this small group. What could we do if we were actually talking to groups of people, all of us, twice, 3 times a week? So that's what we can do. That's what we can all do.
Well, and by the way,
that's
Jan,
yeah.
clarify that a little bit. So guys, there are Twitter spaces that you can jump on. Just like, I don't know, the Crazy Monkey Chicken NFT series is having a Twitter space.
Yeah,
and
blind bunnies, you name it.
Yeah, blind bunnies, creepy tacos, you know, snot rolling out your nose NFT, whatever it is, right? All these crazy NFT projects, they'll have these Twitter spaces and they'll get on there and they'll talk about it and they'll give you a chance, if you raise your hand, right, say I want to speak, to come up there and you can go on and maybe, you know, say something about their project, say, wow, I love you guys are having this space, love collaboration, it's fantastic. I'm working with another collaborative project as well called Stardom Chance. It's phenomenal. They have this thing, Star Babies, and they'll actually give you a chance to talk about your project, correct, Jan?
Yep. You just have to work yourself into the community, talk a little bit, ask a question about one of the other projects that's presenting, because there's going to be, typically in these spaces that are, you know, being hosted, there's, you know, 2 to 5, maybe more different projects that are scheduled to come up and speak, and you can ask questions and become an intelligent part of their community that's respected very quickly, because we're all super genuine people that, you know, who wouldn't want to know and hang out with us? So
right, exactly.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then you can actually, I mean, before you know it, people are going to be saying, oh, well, that sounds like a fantastic project. We'd actually like to schedule you to come and do a longer pitch, or, you know, feature you in our next upcoming Twitter space. You'll be surprised. You won't even have to ask, because the idea is so good.
Yeah. Jan, can you show them yesterday the space that you and I, they were asking, right, a project? Can you show them on Twitter where we did the, you know, I copied your thing, I just hit the copy paste. Can you show them that, where, you know, different Twitter accounts will say, hey, who do you want us to have on our spaces, where they can just go put in Star Babies in there? That would be fantastic.
Right now. So I'm looking at this, the replay from yesterday from our Twitter space, which you can find just by going to Stardom Chance Twitter.
Oh, guys, I'd go listen to that.
Currently the pinned post.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Go listen to that space and see the knowledge and the depth and the, oh my goodness, it makes you want to be in Hollywood and be hanging out and be the fly on the wall. And
yeah, and the excitement of people already in the industry, the excitement of their excitement of the project was just mind-blowing, you know, and what they're, how they're supporting it and their belief in it. It was beautiful.
oh yeah, and listen, you guys have all seen the movie The Fly, right?
Yeah.
You can either become a fly and get on the wall. That was pretty gross when what's his name became a fly, or you can just get a Star Babies NFT. Which one you want to do, right?
Jeff Goldblum.
Click Jeff Goldblum, right? Yeah, I mean, he was falling apart, and there was all kinds of gross stuff, and it was just disgusting, right?
It was a
Talking
true
about-
horror film.
Talking about movies, and here you can do that, or just get a Star Babies, right? I think Star Babies is much easier. Okay, let's go. Oh, so here we are. Jan, show them what they're looking
Yep.
at.
Yep. So this is the Star Babies NFT giveaway tweet from yesterday. And in that tweet, there's the recording from yesterday as well. So you can just go right over there, find that right at the top because it's the pinned tweet at Stardom Chance. So what Peter was talking about is yesterday, I follow, and I'll mention something about that as well, but I follow Apes Together Strong. And that is a community of NFT enthusiasts that's become really popular, and they have their own collection. And they're obviously playing off the ape theme, and they've done really well. And they have, 44,800 followers. And they have Twitter spaces where hundreds, sometimes over 500 people will show up and be on these Twitter spaces. And they host multiple projects to come up and speak because they vet these projects, make sure that they're not, intentionally trying to pull one over on people, not rug pulls. And they have them on to talk about their projects. So then those other projects bring their communities as well. So that's, kind of how that snowball rolls down. And they posted something yesterday where they asked, what communities would you like featured on our spaces? So I'm going to try to find that here.
Yeah, so they were asking, they're going to do
Comment.
collabs.
Here we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were asking for other projects that they should collab with.
Yep. Comment an NFT community you'd like to see on Ape Spaces below. So first of all, I'm following them and I have notifications turned on so that I know anytime they post a tweet. So I knew right away, as soon as they posted this, that they tweeted about it. So I was one of the first people to comment 23 hours ago with simply Stardom Chance. I just wanted to get it out there as quickly as possible so that, I might be the first one on the list that commented. So think about if we just the people
And
on
Jan,
this call
can you
were to
show
do
them
that,
what you
they
and I
saw-
put in there? It was
Go
really
ahead.
simple, right? I just did a copy paste of Jan. So
It's right here.
Jan created it.
Hey, do you see it?
Yeah, there it is right there. See, so Jan start. So on all I did, Jan wrote it. So all I did was go copy his and just paste it into my tweet. And I went on this tweet. I copied Jan's and I just pasted it in the tweet your reply, and boom, I was done. So real
And
quick,
there's-
guys.
There's
There
Peter.
you go. Now people
There's
are putting it in.
Sharon,
Let's
there's
keep it
Peter.
going, guys. We have 20 something people on here plus that. Let's everybody right now jump out there. And so I did it 23 hours ago. Let's go right now, guys.
I'm going to give you
Twitter
guys the
account.
link.
Yeah, grab your Twitter account. Jan's going to give you the link. Grab your Twitter account and let's go post Star Babies on there, right? 10, 20, 15 posts right now. If we could get on there, maybe 30 posts that say Star Babies. Okay. So Jan just put it in there. You can just click on that link. It's going to open up your Twitter account. It's going to take you right to it. And then you can copy and paste that in there. All right. So let's all go do that right now. I can see my tweet on there already. I left last time, but let's all go in there and you can see I retweeted it and I hearted it, right? Give them some love. There were 53 retweets, now 54. Come on, guys. I can see the retweets right now in front of me. Oh, just got another like too. So it's going up 56. There we go, guys. Now, this is how we start to move stuff, guys. This is how we start to get recognized. This is how we begin to see it. So before we start at True Badger in the Nexus ecosystem, guys, people would always go, Peter, how do you find these hot crypto projects that went really well? I'll tell you guys right now, I'd watch feeds like this. I really would. I would go find the projects. I'd go watch the feeds. And if there were like 20, 30 people that would mention something and I see another one, I go, wow, this is grabbing some traction. I go follow the project. I keep an eye on the project, try to figure out if it's real. And it's a process. You can't do it in 5 minutes. You can't just go, okay, well, somebody mentioned this project. It takes days, right? To finally say, okay, yes, I'm going to get into this project. I'm not the only one doing it. There are people that are going to this Ape Spaces thing and they're looking and saying, what projects are being talked about? What projects are people? That's the reason why it's so important to post and continue to put stuff in these and continue to drive this stuff, because it does make a difference. One person can be the one that posts that gets somebody to see the project that has 5,000, 10,000, 20, 30,000 followers, and they go, oh man, that's an awesome project. And then they get on board and they start promoting it. So, all right. How we doing on it, Jan? Let's see. I got it up.
Let's see.
We're at 50. Let's see. I'll refresh here. All right. Let's see here.
And did you guys see what I did? After I retweeted, I then quote tweeted. And I wrote on my own Twitter, when you quote tweet, that means you're creating your own individual tweet that directs them to this tweet. It's like a retweet, but it's with your own comment. And you can say, to your community who follows you, please post a comment on this tweet that simply says you'd like to hear about Stardom Chance on their spaces. So you're not only just, making a comment on their post, but you can also invite your followers, if they like what you're doing, or they might be interested in what you're doing, or you want them to know that you're active about what you're doing, you can post your own tweet and invite them to do the same.
And guys, they may say, hey, Stardom, can you come over and share your project with us, right?
Look, I just got a new follower from doing that.
Jan's getting popular. Jan's getting popular. All right. Awesome. All right. So this is Twitter. Simple to do, guys. Okay. So now
one more thing, Peter, before we run off this. I want people to hear what I was saying about following. So go to the Apes Together Strong, for example, their Twitter page, their home page. This is their profile, and follow them. But also, you see this bell icon just to the left of the envelope next to following, right there in the center below their cover image. You tap that and then have yourself be notified when they tweet or do a live video or a space by tapping the all radio button right down there at the bottom. That checks them all. So you'll know whenever people like this do a post, a tweet, or have a space. That way you know to engage if you're available to do so, and put out, whatever message it is that we're trying to put out as a community. Make sense?
Makes sense. Perfect. Yep. Perfect. All right. So guys, this is Twitter. It's simple. It's easy. The spaces is a key for us to drive and get on. We're going to put out a schedule sometime tomorrow, probably in the evening time, which will have 6 spaces lined out, 5 or 6. You can put them on your calendar. We don't know the guests yet. There could be a special guest. There could be just, us talking about star babies. Again, share, promote it, get on yourself and be a part of that space so we can have, hundreds of people on these spaces so we can start really grabbing some traction. Okay. All right. Real quick, Discord. Okay. So Discord, guys, it seems like it's complex and complicated. I don't necessarily do everything in Discord, but it's pretty easy. Free account. You go sign up. You find the servers. So that was one of the things that threw me off. I'm like, what are you talking about servers? So Star Babies is its own server, right? Its own little world, right? Is the Star Babies thing. And that's what you're doing. You're joining people's servers when you join Discord, right? You usually just the rules, you have to verify yourself because we want real people in there, all that stuff. So you go through that. You're now on the Star Babies. Guys, it's easy. You could just smiley face people. You can leave a comment on, especially like when we're doing Twitter spaces, go over there and, oh my God, that was an amazing Twitter space. Those type of things. We're going to add games. We have levels in there now, so you can level up, for people that like recognition, you can level up and get different levels and different things as we build out the Discords and get that going. But very key, guys, to become part of Discord and to jump in there and join their server. So there's the Otherverse server, there is the Star Babies server, and then there's MMAC. So those are 3 servers that I would recommend that everybody join, become part of, and then start to engage. They're pretty easy too to switch from server to server. So you just go in to one server, 60 seconds, right? Post a GIF, whatever, feeling froggy today, and post that in there, and whatever. Or just your favorite movie. That's the one thing I really love about the Star Babies one. You can pop in, you want to start a discussion, just go put in, just go to GIFs and just put in, whatever your favorite movie is, Armageddon, and just grab an Armageddon post and just go, boom, post it in there and just say, hey, does anybody like this movie, or does anybody remember this movie, or who do you think the best actor in this movie is? And people will engage and start to talk and go from there and help promote it. There's places in there put occasionally where you can go vote, right? Go put a vote in for Star Babies NFT to move it forward. Again, and I'm going to say that one more time, guys, I don't like Discord. I don't like Twitter. I'm not a social media, because I know some of you guys are just going, yeah, but I just hate it. I do too. I'm right with you. But that doesn't change the fact that if we want Stardom, Star Babies to be a Bored Ape yacht, that's how they got there. So it's not always doing what you like to do or what you're comfortable with doing. It's doing what you have to do to get to where you want to go. Right? For me to get thin and lean, I got to eat some chicken. I'd rather eat ice cream and cheesecake all day long, right? But it just doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
I got to eat the good stuff and then have a little bit of the bad stuff, right? So if we want the good stuff, right? The vacations, the cars, the houses, the boats, the planes, the retirement, whatever it is, then we've got to do the activities that will lead these projects to massive success. And that is not one person spending 18 hours a day on social media. It's 10,000 people spending 10 minutes a day on social media, right? 10 minutes a day, engaging, being a part of it. Maybe it's an hour, because I wasn't on the Twitter spaces because I had to be on there yesterday. I was on there because it was a cool freaking Twitter space, right? Just listening to them talk about the stories and learning about Hollywood and how it works, and union, non-union, all the different subjects and all the different stuff that they covered on there with the stories that they were telling. So you didn't have to make me be there. I wanted to be there, and it was just a phenomenal space. So go watch that space, guys. Tomorrow we'll put it out there. I have your names and your pictures and everything. I wrote them down. If I don't see you doing more in the Discord or in Twitter, I'm coming to get you. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm too busy to come get you. I probably would if I could, but I'm too busy. Okay. At this point to come get you. But anyway, guys, and the reason why is I want us to succeed. Okay, you guys see I'm starting to get like a little knot right there. It's because I'm banging my head against the wall. What do we? It's getting.
I mean, you think we have fun now?
Ooh.
Think about how fun it can be when we're making gobs and gobs of money.
Exactly.
Good gosh. Party all the time.
All right, guys, we're going to let you go. Thank you for being here today. If you're watching this in the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Let's have fun, but let's get rich having fun. All right. Thank you, guys.